It's a big day today. Do you know why I know it's a big day? Because we are talking about a very special book, my favorite book. Today we are talking about the book, Think and Grow Rich. I know many people want wealth, many people want money, many people want financial freedom, and this is the book for it. This is hands down probably one of my favorite books. Next is Rich Dad, Poor Dad, but you need to read these two. So don't worry, I'm gonna go through it today. Think and Grow Rich. And we're gonna go through chapter by chapter, the in-depth details that you need to know. So it's all about thoughts and the powerful feelings that we get. And thoughts are things, powerful things. When they are mixed with defiantness of purpose and burning desire and persistence, they translate into material objects. Right at the beginning it says this, and then it says, when a man really desires a thing so deep that he is willing and sure and to sacrifice his entire life for a single turn of a will in order to get it. And I'm gonna quote a couple of people now. You got Alex Hormozy, Gary Vaynerchuk, Cristiano Ronaldo, Leonardo Messi. They apply this, and without even realizing, Alex Hormozy tells a story. This is a famous multi-millionaire, by the way. And Alex Hormozy tells a story about how he put all of his money into his business. He said, that is what I'm doing. Plus, that is what I need to do. Put all his money into it. And he said, I will achieve that outcome no matter what. He saw the outcome. He saw his desire. He saw what he wanted to do. And he said to his wife at the time, look, if you don't want to be with me, I get it. I wouldn't want to be with me either, but I'm going through this. And she said, look, I love you no matter what. I want to be with you. Gary Vaynerchuk talks about going all in, all the time, into everything. Cristiano Ronaldo, one of the best athletically hardworking people of all time, puts his desires to be in the best version of himself. And the story today in the book is about a man called Edwin Barnes and how he made it his desire to work with Thomas Edison. I know, the Thomas Edison. He thought to himself into a partnership with Thomas Edison. An intangible impulse of thought can be transmitted into a physical counterpart by the application known in these principles: thought, action, knowledge, application, outcome. Your thoughts lead to actions, which lead to more knowledge, which leads to more application, which in turn leads to more outcomes. And the habit of not quitting is key, because many people have the habit of quitting. When one is overtaken by the temptation of defeat, every quality is required you to continue through mistakes. People quit rather than learn. And that is something I've realized. Many people would rather quit when times are going really bad because they haven't seen the progress. Think about it. You quit on your diet when you stop feeling progress. You quit on your business when you stop seeing money come in. You quit when things are going at its worst, but that's when you need to keep going. That's the main weakness that the average man familiarizes with the word impossible. They see a mistake, they see something bad, and they think, okay, it's impossible to get out of this. And they give that word an outcome, yeah? Success comes to those who become successfully conscious and not failure conscious. So how many times have you said to yourself, I'm going to succeed, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z? And how many times have you said to yourself, that is not possible? This is the beginning of the book, of the intro, and it's talking about changing your mind, changing the way you think to see life differently. And it's going to get into parts where it says what you can do step by step. But right now, really think about it, what it says. Your thoughts are powerful and they define who you are. And if you want to achieve something, you need to have desire, you need to have a purpose, and you need to have persistence. These are key elements. Next, there's a quote here from Henry Ford, and it says, I am the master of my fate and the captain of my soul. And this is the thing, our brain becomes so the word is magnetical to the thoughts which we hold in our minds. Your life circumstance is harmonized with the nature of dominating thoughts. We must magnetize our minds with intense desire for riches to allow us to be money conscious. So we must become money conscious. We must bring our thoughts to reality. And people are like, oh, Liam, well, I think about money all the time. You're thinking about it the wrong way. The thing is, you're thinking about how hard life is. You're thinking about what you don't have. You need to think about what you will have. And then how you get there is then the next part coming up. So first of all, desire, all right? This is the first beginning chapter. Desire. Edwin Barnes became Edison's, Thomas Edison's right-hand man through desire, goals, and desirable interactions multiple times. He got rejected so many times before he actually got his chance. It did not stop him and his energy and his willpower to do it. And then that being said, he said it took 5 years. It took 5 years for him to actually get an opportunity. Nothing Nothing happened for 5 years. No yeses, no maybes, not even an interaction with Thomas Edison before he got the opportunity. And there's 6 steps. There's a 6-step process to this that it gives us in the book. You need to fix your mind and the exact amount of money you desire. That is step 1. Step 1, fix your mind on the exact money you desire. 2, determine exactly you intend to give up, to retain the money you desire. So you need to be willing to give something to do it. Number 3, establish a defiant purpose for the money you require. So require this date, this purpose. So you need to give yourself a defiant purpose and a date which you want to achieve it. So number 3, establish a defiant date which you want to possess the money and a defiant purpose to get it. So write down, have a date in mind when you want to get that money. Number 4, create a plan. That is key. So many people don't even have plans. They just want it and they're like, oh, I don't have a plan. We're going to get to that later on, how you can create a plan and how it's going to come to you. 5, write a clear conceptual statement. Make it concise as possible. And number 6, read your statement aloud twice a day, morning and night. And there's an example right now of Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey wrote himself a check for $10 million when he was becoming early on in his career as an actor. And he had no chance to get it, no chance. He had it in his wallet, it was screwed up in a ball, and the date was coming up. It was coming up and he was like, I don't know, $10 million, what am I gonna do? Literally, the film Dumb and Dumberer came out and he made $10 million from that film. And that was a week before the expiry date of that check. So he said to himself, I've got 5 years to achieve this goal. He wrote it down, he read it every single day. He looked at the check, and 1 week before it actually happened, he got it. And you may think, oh, that's just luck. No. When you have a plan, when you have a statement, when you have a mission, when you have a purpose, when you have something you want to achieve, you write it down, visualize it, and work for it, it aligns. There are 6 steps to desire. 1, you need to fix your mind on the exact amount of money you want. Determine exactly how you intend to get in return for the money you desire. 3, establish a defiant date. Possess the money. 4, create a plan. 5, write a clear conceptual statement, the amount, the name, the time, what you'll give in retention. And 6, read this out loud every single day, twice a day, morning and night. And I gave examples earlier on what you can do. And next is like defiant of purpose, plus burn desire, plus knowledge of what you want makes you take more action. If you know what you want to achieve, if you have a burning desire to achieve it, and you're acquiring knowledge, you will take more action. Why do you think we change our lives in crisis? We have no choice. We have to focus to change. If you are going through a heartbreak, you're going through a very terrible time, you've lost a loved one, someone's passed away in your family, you have to change. You have to change something in your life to get over it. Otherwise, you'll be sad and miserable forever. And this is what it's saying with regards to money. You need to think differently if you want to change something. So that's the difference between a wish and a belief. A wish is just hoping and dreaming that someone's going to give it to you. Believing is knowing what you want to achieve, setting a goal, creating a plan, going out of your way to learn, and pushing to become better, right? But how can you really do that? You need to have some faith. And faith plus the vibration of thought, which is like your beliefs, sends signals to the subconscious mind, and the vibrations translate into spiritual equivalents. Basically what that means is your core faith and the vibrations that go through with thoughts, because your thoughts give vibrations into your brain, vibrations into the universe, and creates an energy. It generally does, because energy is all around us, and that is the only way to get into the subconscious mind to take action. We're going to go through the subconscious mind in a minute. The 3 most powerful emotions is faith, love, and sex. You will take more action with your faith, more action with your love, and more action with your sexual desires than anything else. When blended, they have effort of coloring, the vibration of thought instantly going to the subconscious mind. So basically, these 3 things go straight into your subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is basically your thoughts without thinking. Like, it's inside of you. Like, you don't need to think about your body doing its work. You don't need to think about the blood being pumped around. You don't even think about brushing your teeth in the morning. It's the actions your body takes without realizing. So love and faith are psychic, and sex is physical. But how to develop faith? And I'm talking about faith not just on a spiritual level and a religious level. I'm talking about in yourself to change. It's a state of mind. Maybe this is maybe, it can be created by affirmation and deadfall instincts to the subconscious mind through auto-suggestion. This is what we're going to go through later on. Object is to naturally acquire the ability to transmute intangible thought impulses of desire into the physical counterpart, which is basically money. And it's basically saying you need to have faith in an outcome inside of your head and faith of an outcome inside of your mind before it can become a physical outcome. Faith is a scale of mind which develops voluntarily through application and use of the principles. Whether one repeats to oneself, whether true or false, will repeatedly live, he will eventually accept the lies and the thoughts to be true. What does that statement mean? Whatever you believe in, whether it's true or false, if you think about it long enough, it will become true for you. And think about it. So many of you think certain ways, but it's not actually true. If you tell yourself you are something, you will believe it forever. And that's the hardest thing. And every man is what he is because of the dominating thoughts which he occupies his mind. Thoughts are deliberately placed onto the mind. So every man is what his thoughts are. We went through a book last week which is actually kind of the opposite. It says your thoughts are not who you are. But that's if you do not allow it to break in and destroy you. And if you don't allow your thoughts to take over who you are. But every person out there, every thought they have, they believe to be true and they believe is a part of them. And that's what it is saying. Very linked to the book last week, which is crazy, completely different stories. What we're going to do is we are going to take a little break. When we go back, we'll go through the self-confidence formula to believe in yourself that the outcome is truly possible. What is happening, guys? You are on the Shabab With Binat show with myself, Liam Stump. You're on the Heart of KSA on SRFM. Guys, today we are going over the book Think and Grow Rich. I'll be honest with you, there is so much information on this book. I don't know if I'll be able to go through the whole thing, but we are into the part of self-confidence formula. And believing in yourself is one of the keys to being able to make money. And from the book, it says, number one step is know I have the ability to achieve the objective of defiant purpose in life and demand persistence, conscious action towards attainable promises that you lender such abilities to achieve this, right? So you need to believe in your ability. Number two, you need to realize dominating thoughts of your mind will eventually reproduce themselves outwards into the physical actions and gradual transformation into physical reality. So confidence is when not only do you believe that you can achieve something, you then need to believe that what you've thoughts and imaginations will transform into the outer world. And then number three is through principles of auto-suggestion, any desire held in my mind will actually seek expression. That's why you need to do 10 minutes a day of demanding to develop of self-confidence, and that twice a day of saying to yourself what is actually possible. Number four is write down descriptions of clear aim of life, and you will never stop until I develop the sufficient self-confidence of its attainment. So you need to write down every single day what you want to achieve. And number five, fully realize that no wealth or anything else can endure, build upon the trust or justification of what you can achieve. So this is key. You need to understand that I will succeed by attaining myself and focus I will use to optimize to other people as well. I will eliminate any hatred, envy, jealousy, selfishness, and develop love and care. And single-handedly, the negative attitude will never lead to success. Because if you have negative thoughts, it's going to get in the way of what you should focus on. We spoke about what we need to do to build self-confidence. And we said auto-suggestion. Auto-suggestion is a term used to apply to all self-administration stimuli. It is self-suggestion, an agency of communications between part of the mind where the conscious thought takes place and which selves and activates of it. So it allows us to take more action. So auto-suggestion is basically self-suggestion. It is basically saying the thought process of which we need to start taking action. Does that make sense? No thought, positive or negative, can attire the subconscious mind without the principle of auto-suggestion. So basically think about it like this. Your subconscious mind is like a garden. You know, it's going to have weeds that grow in it, and it's single-handedly going to have amazing places to grow. And in abundance is seeds. And you desire to want to have more seeds and more crops. And you cannot have more crops if they are not planted. And auto-suggestion is the agency tool to feed the subconscious mind. So by following the 6 steps of desire, you will develop directly into your subconscious mind and in turn change your thought process to change. I know you guys wasn't expecting something so deep, but it is this deep. So your subconscious mind is single-handedly your thought process without even realizing to your life. And that's something I want you to realize, is that you need to change the way you think subconsciously, basically what you're not aware of, to be able to take more action to change. So this is what I want you to do. So your subconscious mind only recognizes things upon thoughts or mixture of emotion or feeling. So your subconscious mind only recognizes your thoughts when it is mixed with emotion or feeling. Think about it. Every time that you've taken action in your life towards something negative, you've had thoughts and feelings towards it. You felt something and it made you take action. And you was emotionally connected that allowed you to do that. So now, with the 6 steps of desire that we spoke about, and you having to write down every day what you want to achieve, imagine it every single day, you need to attach some form of emotion or feeling to it. That's what I want you to do. I want you to attach an emotional feeling to what you want to achieve, and that's going to get into your subconscious mind to take more action without you even realizing, and it's going to help you. So starting with desires, it begins once you see yourself in possession of the money in your subconscious mind, and then it will start to help you create a plan and take more action. And this is something I've realized. When I said to myself, I am going to make it in X, Y, and Z in my life, content creating, money, lifestyle, I was like, it's done. I know it's done. I believe in it. I feel it. Now, what do I need to do to get there? And you slowly start thinking of ideas and getting creative. This is what we need to realize. 1, get to a quiet spot, close your eyes, and repeat out loud in your written statement of the amount and the time, and visualize it and attach emotion and feeling to it. Then I want you to repeat that day and night until you actually see it, and then place a copy of that statement and read it every single day. This may sound crazy, but it's going to make a massive difference. Next, we're speaking about specialized knowledge. This paragraph in the book is important because men sometimes go through life with inferior complexes because they are not men of education. It pays to know how to purchase knowledge. Desire the knowledge you require and the purpose which is needed. In brackets, the major list of purpose. There's 5 ways. There's basically 5 ways to acquire knowledge, and people should know this. Your experience and your current knowledge, so what you've been through in life. Number 2, the experience and education through cooperation of others, in brackets, the Mastermind Alliance. Basically, other people that you know that go through the different opportunities, different growths, different knowledge, different experience. Number 3 is college or uni. Number 4 is books. And number 5 is courses. He says it in a very different way. But these 5 specialized ways, right? They're very different. And you need to understand what you need to know, what you need to learn to actually get the most. For some of you, it's going to be through asking very small questions to people. Next is it may be going to uni and getting a big course. For some of you, it's just going to be from right? And it may just be doing a course of someone. These things need to be understood, that you don't want to waste your time doing a part of education which is not related to what you want to learn. So this is key. Truth, school does little to more than put one way of learning on how to acquire practical knowledge. This is key by the way, people who stop studying merely because they finish school is forever hopeless people destined for mediocrity. So the people that when they finish school, finish college, finish education, they stop wanting to learn and grow, they are destined to be average. And you won't be rich. You won't be famous. You won't require great things. And that is what you need to know about specialized knowledge. It says, keep growing, keep learning, keep picking things to grow. And there was a quote from Millionaire that says, read 4 things if you want to make money. Sales, human nature, and there was the one I completely forgot. I need to go back on Instagram. But those were main 2. Sales, human nature, negotiation. Those 3 are key. Those 3 definitely learn if you want to make money, right? The next part of the book speaks about imagination, because there's a thing, right? And there's studies on this, many studies. Studies have shown that if you use imagination in sports, it can increase your performance by 10 to 20%. Imagine that, just by changing the way you think. You imagine an outcome, you imagine your dreams coming true. In sports, can increase your performance by 10 to 20%. And obviously it's verification of different studies. But there's 2 types of imagination. Synthetic synthetic imaginations, one's ways of arranging all the concepts into your place, into new combinations. Basically what you've learned in the past, but just reorganized. And then there's two, creative imagination. The finance mind of a man has diverted communication with infinite intelligence and, in brackets, punches and inspirations. It's thoughts, vibrations from minds of others received. So basically, synthetic imagination is what you've believed in the past to help you out, and you've reorganized that to arrange new combinations and new formulas. But creative imagination is when you get hunches, inspirations, bursts of energy inside your brain to create something new. And the function of the mind is vibrating constantly when you allow it to. E.g., when the conscious mind is stimulating through emotions of strong desires, it allows you to be more creative in your imagination. So going back, if you require and desire something, you've gone through the steps of desire, and you're opening your subconscious mind to stimulations of emotional thoughts, and in turn, it's going to allow you to create more imaginational thoughts, which is going to allow you to take different actions to what you previously did. That's pretty deep. That's pretty deep, right? That being said, if you want to acquire knowledge, to acquire money, you need to use your desires to activate parts of your brain that you've never used in your subconscious mind, to then imagine what you believe to be possible, because imagination can single-handedly improve your performance by 10 to 20%. Then in turn, it will allow you to take better actions to then change your life, acquire the money, and acquire the desires that you truly need. I know it got deep and it was a big circle, but that is the brain, and inside the internal what is happening. When we come back, we'll be talking about decision making and persistence, and what that's going to do to allow you to think differently, to allow you to actually change your life and get the money you desire from the book Think and Grow Rich. Next part is decisions. Lack of decisions of one of the major failures to get rich and wealthy, because you are easily influenced by others. If you're easily influenced by people around you, like anyone and everyone, you will not have true desires of your own. You won't be able to understand what to make decisions in. If you can't have decisions, make good decisions on a daily basis, then you're not going to be able to make good outcomes. This is why you need to limit your decision making. There's many studies out there that say if you limit the amount of decisions you make in a day, you will be able to make better decisions. Does that make sense? Less decisions equals to better decisions. So that being said, right, this is why it's so important is to prepare for the day before. If you wake up in the morning and you have your breakfast ready, you already know what you're going to have for breakfast, it's already planned, you have a morning routine, you already know what clothes you're going to wear, it's already out ready. You don't need to make the decisions of, oh, what am I going to have for breakfast? Oh, what am I going to do this morning to set me up for the day? Oh, what clothes shall I wear today? No. Have it already planned out, number one. Next is set a plan for work, because if you do not have schedules and priorities for the day set up when you wake up, how are you going to know what to do and what tasks to do? You can do this in the morning, you can do this at night, but one of the best things you can do is when you wake up, write tasks for the day, the priorities, the time of which you're going to do it, and then you know what decisions you need to make at those times to get it done, rather than being distracted by everything else around you. That is the power of decision making, and that is the keys to it. And it says this in the book. The next part is persistence. Great fortune men known to be cold-blooded and ruthless. They have willpower and the mix of persistence to ensure that they actually and obtain the objective they want. This is actually a very tough part of the quote that I realized was like, it says, poverty is attained to those, one of those in mind is favorable to it. Poverty is attained to the one whose mind is favorable to it. Money is attained to him whose mind has been deliberately prepared to attain it, and through the same laws. A poverty consciousness develops throughout conscious applications of habits and favorable to it. The money consciousness must be created to order unless one is born with that subconsciousness, which is very unlikely. Basically meaning you are born with a poverty mindset unless you actually change it. And persistence is a state of mind. Therefore, it can be cultivative like one of all states of mind. Persistence is based upon defiantness, causes, and among these, A, defiant of purpose, B, desire, pursuing the objective we want to desire, C, self-resilience, beliefs in one's ability to carry out the plan you want. Next, the defiantness of a plan, organized plan, even though they must be weak and entirely impractical, encourages persistence. Accurate knowledge, knowing that one's plan is sound based upon experience and observation. Guessing, and even if you're guessing instead of knowing, destroys persistence. So you need to understand that what people have done in the past, you need to have the knowledge of what people have done to succeed, look at what they've done and apply it yourself. Next is cooperation. Sympathetic understanding and harmonized corporations with others tend to develop persistence. So basically, if you work with people that want the same things as you, you're gonna get it. Willpower, the habit of concentrating one's thoughts upon building plans for the attainment of defiant purpose leads to persistence. And this is, I love this one, habit. Persistence is a desired result of habit. Single-handedly, the mind absorbs and becomes part of the daily expression upon which it feeds. Basically meaning if you don't feed it something, you will not get it, right? That regards to information. So think about it like this. If you feed things into your body reacts to it. Same thing, if you feed things into your mind will react to it. So you need to be constantly thinking and obsessing over what you desire. So failure to recognize are so clearly define exactly what one wants. This is symptoms of lack of purpose, lack of persistence. If you lack persistence, procrastination, lack of interest, indecisiveness of habit of passing the buck, the habit of relying upon allies instead of creating defiant plans for the solution. Basically, you're someone that looks at problems rather than solutions. Self-satisfaction. There is but little remedy for the affection of no hope for those of who suffer from it. Indifferences, the habit of blaming others for one's mistakes, weakness of desires, willingness to even be eager, lack of organized plans, the habit of neglecting to move on ideas, wishing instead of willing, the habit of compromising with poverty instead of aiming for riches, searches for all shortcuts to riches, and the fear of criticism. If you have any of those in your life right now, you do not have the persistence to change your life and start thinking differently to grow rich. And that's what the book is talking about. To single-handedly change your life, you need to start thinking differently. And if any of those are in your life, halas, you need to cut them out. All right, millions of people neglect to acquire belated education after having left school because they fear criticism. Countless number of men and women, both young and old, permit relatively to wreck their lives in the name of duty because of their fear of criticism. If you fear being criticized, you will single-handedly not be able to get rich, think rich, grow rich. All right, guys, let's play a few tunes and then we'll summarize the show. It's been absolutely incredible. Shabab Banat, this is my biggest takeaways from the book, Think and Grow Rich, and what I got out of it and how to change my mind to grow and how to get better. So if you've enjoyed the video, go subscribe, go like, comment, share this to someone that needs to see it. And if you've made it this far, you have no choice but to subscribe, tap that bell to make sure you get notifications. Guys, it's been an absolutely amazing show / part of the channel. Halas, go subscribe. Until next time, bringing you content to make you better, help you lose weight, change your mind, and change who you are to motivate you to make you be better. Comment down below any books you want me to go over. Till next time, peace.